Urgent Steelers fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Report Steelers TJ Watt's trade price leaks, and it's not what you'd expect. Star pass rusher TJ Watt could be on the trade block, but one analyst believes the Pittsburgh Steelers won't get a large return for him. TJ Watt. Trade rumors are swirling following a cryptic social media post from the pass rusher himself. Posting an image of himself giving the peace sign on his Instagram story, Mark Kabaley of the Pat McAfee Show noted that fans across the league should keep an eye on Watt's contract situation. While the Steelers and the pass rusher are currently negotiating a new contract following the Myles Garrett extension, Kabaley said that Watt's asking price is a tad higher than some anticipated. While the Steelers reporter believes the two sides will eventually agree to a deal, there is a chance the Steelers put TJ Watt on the trade block, or at least listen to offers. If that happens, Steve Palazzolo of the Check the Mic podcast, formerly of Pro Football Focus, believes the Steelers could only get a third-round pick for him in a potential deal. Now entering his age 31 season, Watt is still an elite player, but is closer to the end of his career than the beginning. Pittsburgh would never trade him to an AFC team, but the following four NFC squads could forfeit a third-round pick for his services. Report TJ Watt trade price leaks. Four teams could be interested. Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn, took a 413 Washington Commanders team and brought them to the NFC Championship game. The future is bright for this organization, but they need a few more star players to take the final step. TJ Watt would easily be the best pass rusher on this team and could fix a defense that was nothing special in 2025. The Commanders have the biggest competitive advantage in football, a franchise quarterback on a rookie contract. Now, it's time to them to maximize this window. Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles were reportedly favorites to trade for Myles Garrett before his Cleveland extension, so they should be interested in TJ Watt. Despite winning the Super Bowl with the game's most talented roster, General Manager Howie Roseman knows there is work to be done here. This team became the league's elite unit thanks to their ability to win in the trenches, and Watt will only make an already dangerous defensive line that much more ferocious. The Carolina Panthers are not contenders in the traditional sense, but they could reach the playoffs with an improved defense. Bryce Young came alive down the stretch last year, but his performance didn't translate to wins because the defense couldn't stop anyone. While the team upgraded the secondary and defensive tackle positions in free agency, they still need a game-changing pass rusher. A TJ Watt trade could make this one of the game's better defensive units and help Carolina win a wide-open NFC South. The New Orleans Saints didn't mortgage the future this offseason, but they will still try and compete in 2025. With quarterback Derek Carr set to return and first-year head coach Kellen Moore hoping to make a strong first impression, a TJ Watt trade could bolster a questionable pass rusher. Chase Young is a serviceable starter, but Cameron Jordan is well past his peak. Pairing Watt with Carl Granderson and Young will give New Orleans one of the league's more dangerous pass rushes. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest The Black and Gold news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Aaron Rodgers' rumors overshadow Pat McAfee's big night out in Pittsburgh. Pat McAfee held a primetime show in his hometown of Pittsburgh, and it can be felt something was missing from the show. Pat McAfee said there were going to be big surprises. Wednesday night at his primetime show in Pittsburgh, the biggest surprise never came. It was widely speculated that NFL quarterback Aaron Rodgers, a frequent guest on his daily show, was going to appear on stage and announce he was going to sign with the Steelers. It never happened. There was no sign of Rodgers at PPG Paints Arena where the show was being held. Former Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger and hockey star Sidney Crosby did, however, help McAfee give $2 million away to a fan of the show wearing a Philadelphia Flyers jersey at the end of the program. McAfee never said Rodgers was going to appear and even squelched the rumors Wednesday afternoon. During an appearance on Roethlisberger's podcast Wednesday afternoon, McAfee said Rodgers was not on the docket. There were scheduled appearances by Jelly Roll, Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg, Ernest, Oz the Mentalist, a pair of champion sumo wrestlers, and WWE announcer Alicia Taylor. There was no Rodgers. Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin has given Rodgers the space he needs to think about his decision and is not rushing Rodgers into making the call. However, with the NFL draft coming up on April 24th, the Steelers have to make a decision on what they are going to do at quarterback with only Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson in the cupboard. Tomlin and the Steelers have set an assortment of artificial deadlines for Rodgers to make his final decision. Rodgers has not maintained any position in recent weeks and has not been heard from by the Steelers since he appeared at their facility last month. Though a one-year, $30 million contract offer sits on the table, waiting to be signed, breaking Steelers just screwed up at quarterback report. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in the midst of trying to establish their quarterback room in 2025. After letting Russell Wilson and Justin Field walk in the same offseason, they're back to square one. While they've been linked to multiple names, one is officially off the board. Breaking Steelers lose out on veteran quarterback report. According to ESPN's, Brady Henderson backup quarterback Drew Lock is expected to sign with the Seahawks for a second stint with the team, a source confirmed to ESPN on Friday. Lock, 28, returns to Seattle after spending last season with the New York Giants. He spent the 2 seasons before that in Seattle, backing up Geno Smith after being acquired from the Denver Broncos in the Russell Wilson trade in 2022. Lock's return as a potential backup to the newly acquired Sam Darnold brings into question Sam Howell's future with the Seahawks. Seattle acquired Howell via trade from the Washington Commanders in March 2024 after losing Lock in free agency. Howell struggled over the offseason and in a disastrous relief appearance in December. The Seahawks have also been doing homework on quarterback prospects in this year's draft. Their list of 30 visits includes one with Louisville's Tyler Show. A source told ESPN, while Bleacher Report reported they also have a visit lined up with Alabama's Jalen Milroe. Both quarterbacks are in the top 5 at the position on Mel Kiper Jr.'s big board. Lock went 14 in 5 starts with the Giants last season, throwing 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He also rushed for a pair of touchdowns as the Giants won just once in his 8 appearances. The inconsistency of the situation in New York played into some of the struggles. Lock was declared the backup to Daniel Jones the moment he signed. He was the backup all summer and through the first 10 games of the season. But when the Giants benched and eventually cut Jones, they skipped Lock and went to third-stringer Tommy DeVito in hope of a spark. The Giants jumped back and forth between Lock and DeVito for much of the rest of their 3-14 season. The highlight was Lock's Week 16 win over the Indianapolis Colts, when he had 5 total touchdowns. Lock would have been a great backup option for Pittsburgh. Currently, this is what their quarterback room looks like: QB1 Mason Rudolph, QB2 Skylar Thompson. It is very clear that Pittsburgh will be waiting on Aaron Rodgers or a quarterback in the NFL draft in an attempt to get back to the playoffs in 2025. And now, Steelers fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for the black and gold. I'll be back any moment with more Steeler Nation news. Here we go, Steelers! Here we go!